There are plenty of different mini games in GTA 5, from golf, darts, arm wrestling, or even tennis. But in previous GTA games there was a lot more, like air hockey in The Lost and Damned, and The Ballad of Gay Tony, and of course bowling in GTA 4. Although people like Matt may remember that in GTA San Andreas they actually had basketball as a pastime, and as per Matt's request, I have counted and ranked every single one of them in GTA 5 for day 4 of Rankmas. There are a total of 12 basketball courts in GTA 5 across 6 different communities, and by far the worst court is located within Bolingbroke Penitentiary. This basketball court scores last place for one reason and one reason only. There aren't any basketball nets, which makes this court completely useless. Though, this doesn't mean that the prisoners are completely out of luck. Just a few yards west, there's another place for these convicts to shoot some hoops. Here you can see that there are in fact 2 nets. However, if you look closely, you can see that they are not in the greatest condition. Perhaps the prison needs more of the taxpayers' money. Lucky for us, we don't pay those. In the game. I pay them in real life. We don't pay them in the game. Both of the prison basketball courts also lack in accessibility, as the only way to really play here is to get arrested and thrown in jail, which doesn't really seem worth it. This is also a weak point for basketball courts located in Fort Zancudo, as you need to own a hangar or join the army. But before we talk about the courts in Zancudo, we need to head to Vespucci Beach. Despite having a very ideal location and much better accessibility, you may notice that similar to the East Prison Court, the East Vespucci Beach Basketball Court is also missing a net, so you'll be limited to one-on-ones or games like Horse. But as mentioned, both the North and South courts in Zancudo scored the same overall, as they're basically carbon copies of one another. However, since these basketball courts are ranked on condition, location, accessibility, lighting, fencing, and seating, these Fort Zancudo courts may have a decent amount of seating, but there's very little to keep the ball from rolling off into the road and getting trampled by a tank. Although the condition of the Fort Zancudo locations are good, they weren't quite as good as the previous Vespucci Beach location, so let's head back there right now. Located right next to the one-on-one exclusive court is the West Vespucci Beach Basketball Court. Having a good back wall, great views, easy accessibility, and 2 hoops that are both in good condition, this is where we start to move into much more popular basketball courts. Now, despite having one backboard and sand nearby, there's still a chance of this ball bouncing into the bike lanes, which could end badly in multiple different ways. Further up the coast in Pacific Bluffs, there's a small enclosed basketball court at the Pacific Bluffs Country Club. This is the only basketball net that's connected to a wall rather than the ground. There were no extra points or deductions for that, just a cool note of interest. As for fencing, this location has the highest possible score, being fully enclosed and ensuring that the ball will not bounce very far away. One big downside some people may have already noticed is the fact that this is a mini court. Being significantly smaller than every other location, this was knocked down a spot or two due to its limited size. Speaking of limited space, these shorter videos are great for those who have limited time or enjoy quick watches. If you want more short form style content, you can also find me on TikTok. In 5th place, we have Little Souls East Basketball Court. Located near the Vespucci Canals Agency, this court is your standard simple playing court. Adding some proper color to the playing area makes it a lot easier to read and makes it a lot better looking overall. Similar to skate park ranking, this area also has great amenities, which helps a lot. However, if you look, there are some dirty or damaged spots on the court, which makes it slightly worse than the western court right beside it, which is less damaged and cleaner, giving it a little edge and scoring slightly higher. Quickly heading back to the beach, there's one more place you can play basketball with great ocean views. The newer and slightly further north Vespucci Beach Baskets is nicely colored and fairly clean. This was very close to being the best court in the game with good seating and really good lighting. However, it lacked fencing, meaning that if you were to fumble the ball like I normally do, you'd have to catch up to the ball as it rolled farther and farther away from the court. Meaning that the best basketball courts in all of GTA 5 are located in Strawberry. These courts are always being used as they're located in a heavily populated area with plenty of other recreational activities in the immediate vicinity. As for categories, this would give them a good standing in the location category, and they both did well for the seating and fencing, as there aren't many places the ball could roll off for miles or impede traffic or other pedestrians. That being said, we can't have a tie for the best. I just won't let that happen. So let's quickly look at their condition. As seen with the Little Soul courts, the northernmost Strawberry court is cleaner, crowning it as the winner today, concluding day 3 of Rankmas. To watch all of Rankmas, check out this playlist here, and subscribe to be notified for the Damn ranking video tomorrow.